Welcome back to Fox and Friends. Well, you just heard Geraldo Rivera's take on the president's upcoming decision on Dreamers, the so-called DACA. Now we're going to bring in Kris Kobach. He's the Kansas Secretary of State and the Vice Chair of the President's Election Integrity Commission. Kris, thanks for joining us this morning. I presume you heard our previous segment. A lot of passion, a lot of emotion, rightfully so, around this issue. A difficult decision for our president. You've been close to him, advised him on many issues. What would your advice be to him this morning?
My advice to the president would be to end DACA right now. The legal question isn't even a close one. You've already had multiple courts say that a similar amnesty that came a few years after DACA was completely illegal. This one's illegal. It violates 3 different federal laws. It violates the United States Constitution. It's a loser, and the president, if he were to continue DACA, would lose in court, and politically, for him, it would be a very bad political construction because his base would be cheering against him when his administration loses. I know that the Attorney General recognizes that this is indefensible. Congress passed a law back in '96 that the DACA amnesty of President Obama orders ICE agents to break that law on top of the constitutional violations. And so it needs to end. Look, if someone like Geraldo believes that there is a compelling emotional case for giving people who came to the United States at a young age amnesty, then take his case to Congress. Our Constitution is very clear. Our founding fathers allowed amnesties. In other words, they developed a legislative branch that would have that power, but only the legislative branch has that power. You cannot go around Congress as President Obama did and create an executive amnesty.
Well, the president has grappled with this issue. On the campaign trail, he talked about ending the program, but has since said, hey, I want to deal with this with a big heart, which his advisors have said, hey, he's really struggling with this. How could he end DACA, if that's the decision he ultimately comes to, while also acknowledging the difficult life circumstances a lot of these people are going to be in?
I think there is a way to do that, and the way to do that is there are 2 ways to end DACA. One is to simply say, look, all of these amnesties, these deferred action pieces of paper were illegal, and so they should simply be ended and nullified right now. That's the more strict way. But there is a way the president can do it that does show some compassion for the situation of these people, and that is to simply allow them to expire. So a person who got a DACA amnesty yesterday has 2 years to live and work in the United States. Allow that person's amnesty, illegal though it is, to continue for 2 years, and so it's a slow phase out. As their papers run out, then they have to go home. That's the way to do it in a compassionate way.
And so we should expect a decision by September 5th, is your understanding, right?
Right, because 10 states have told the Attorney General that if this doesn't end by then, there will be a lawsuit, and if that happens, the administration will lose.
Probably will not end well. All right, Kris Kobach, Kansas Secretary of State, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.